So I have thrown all the tubing stuff in the back of the car. Like literally, it's just thrown haphazardly back there. And we're going tubing on the Hiwassee River, which I've never done before. And from what I hear, it's a little crazier than the Ocoee, which the Ocoee really wasn't crazy. It was just all the fallen trees that were kind of an issue. If you missed that video, it'll be linked at the end of this one for you to see. And I have a new action camera to try, so I don't have to risk taking my phone with me, so that'll be interesting. Hopefully everything works out fine. I've tested it a little bit. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. If you're watching this video, you're about to see how this goes. My two friends that are meeting me there have never been tubing before, so this will be interesting. I mean, I had never been tubing the first time I went, and it was fine, so, but like I said, this river is a little crazier, and it's actually more popular than the Ocoee. It's also wider, so trees are not really the issue. It's more so like the rocks that create the rapids and stuff. So I think it'll be fun. There are actually 2 tubing companies there that will rent you tubes, so it is common to tube in this section. Whereas like the lower Ocoee, there's only 1 tubing company. And another difference is that one will actually have like a guide. There's a guide and a kayak for the lower Ocoee, and I think it's because of all the trees and debris and stuff, and it's easy to get stuck there. Whereas the Hiwassee, you're on your own. Both of these companies that rent you tubes, they will shuttle you up to the put-in, and then they leave you. They leave you to your own means and methods of getting down the river, so hopefully you don't have any issues. But they also rent like kayaks and stuff like that too, so there are options. If you don't want to buy your own tubes and do this yourself, definitely worthwhile checking out these 2 places. I have mentioned them in my blog post, which is linked below. That's a great alternative if you don't want to buy your own tubes, if you don't have a place to store your tubes and all the accessories and stuff that you need to make this like a good trip. If you only plan on doing it like once or whatever, or if you're just passing through the area, then I definitely highly recommend checking out these 2 places. I personally have not used them, so I don't know how they are, but I've only heard good things about them. Always make sure you recognize where your takeout spot, what it looks like, and what it'll look like from the river. In this case, the bridge is coming up to the boat ramp. That's the takeout spot. Now, they also have bathrooms, however, they're not the nicest because there's no sinks and it's really just a toilet on a hole. After dropping off one of our vehicles at the takeout point, we all packed up our stuff that we were going to take with us down the river into my other friend's car and drove up to the put-in. Now, there's actually a few different spots where you can put in. Initially, we were going to put in at the powerhouse, but you'll see later why we changed our mind. Also note that the drive up to the put-ins, it's a very rough and narrow road. There were some potholes, nothing crazy. Any vehicle can make it through there, but it is narrow and a lot of blind turns, so just be careful. Okay, so we are at the Big Bend. Oh, there's a spider web there. We're at the Big Bend put-in. We were up at the powerhouse put-in, which is the recommended, but we are late today, later than we wanted to be. And from like here to the takeout where we left my car is right here. It's like a 4-hour float, and we just did not want to do that today. So instead, we're kind of cutting in half. So I'm guessing it's gonna be about 2.5 hours maybe. Float back to the car, make it a little bit shorter, and there's a lot between here and there anyways, so we didn't cut out a whole lot. I mean, we did cut out distance, but it's still, there's a lot of tubing to have. So if you do need to cut your trip down, I recommend doing that. Something else that we learned is you have to pay to park at the Powerhouse boat ramp. So I did not know that. Here at Big Bend, it's free. So something else to consider. Also, there's restrooms at each of these boat ramps, which is super nice. So we are able to go to the bathroom before we left because I didn't know if there'd be restrooms or not. But as you see behind me, there's a restroom here. So yeah, we are blowing up the tubes now so we can finally get in the river. Also, there's part of the John Muir Trail. One of the trailheads is here. And I have actually hiked further downstream from this part of the John Muir Trail. That is an old video. But yeah, that trail is super long. I think it's like 13 miles long, maybe 26, something ridiculously long. So we did not hike very far into it, me and my friend. There were a lot of fallen trees. Hardest fallen tree I've ever had to go around because the crown of the tree had fallen across the trail. So you had to like climb through the limbs and the leaves. Like, it was a mess. So it's not as heavily traveled as of a trail as some of the other hiking trails. So I don't not recommend it, but it's definitely not something that is very popular or that you want to do a lot or anything like that just because of the nature of the trail. As you can see, danger, water rises rapidly, and that's very true. We definitely witnessed that when we were hiking the John Muir Trail. I mean, look how fast that water's flowing. Also, here's a good time to point out, see that? I do not want to go over that in a tube. I mean, some people do, but I personally would not. I would rather not. I'd rather avoid that. So if you stay over here, notice how there's none of that over here on this side. That big drop off is on that other side of the island. One thing that I learned about this is all the crazy rapids, like the heavy drop offs like that, are all on the left side. They're on the left shoreline, and they're on the left side of the islands. So if you want to avoid those in your tube, like I do, stay to the right. Always stay to the right of the island, stay closer to the right side of the shore, and you'll be fine. The only downside is the takeout is on the left, so keep that in mind. So we're gonna be looking for, there's another island I looked at the takeout before I got here to make sure. As soon as we go under the train trestle bridge, that's where we need to take out. So we'll see that in the distance. There's also an island there, so we're gonna have to like quickly divert to the other side. But the water's super calm there, and I think we'll be able to get over there in time and it'll be okay. It's not the worst, not the end of the day if we don't make it, because there are other like little spots along the way that we might just have to walk to, but we should be all right. This is a steep walk down. We are finally, that was very dangerous. Oh my goodness, I can't feel my legs. And then you gotta sit down in it. Those people over there were screaming about the rapids, we're screaming about the cold. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
We're probably the only ones that came through here.
I know! Because everybody else puts in it further up, and we came down here to put in. Yeah, we can go up that way or go up that way. Water's moving fast! Oh no! Careful, there's rocks! Okay. I think we're good at this point. Woo! I just hear it roaring. Makes me nervous. Got some rapids coming up. Are we going down backwards? I personally don't want to go around backwards, but it's just me. Whee! Oh no, this is a big rapid. I didn't want this. Uh-oh. That's so cold! Woo! Okay, there's one more big one. Oh! I know, that's why I didn't want to go down. I'm beached. I'm legitimately stuck. I'm free. Heather's way down there. Like, how did she manage? The water's faster over there, I guess. I don't want to get attacked by geese. I don't seem to care too much. Ooh, that hurt. That one's eyeballing me though. He's watching me. That's crazy. And I was back there, I was literally praying, because I'm like, God, I do not know how, if she misses the takeout point, because she will. I have no, she doesn't have anything. I have no idea how to find it. At this point, we spotted my friend far in the distance, so my one friend got out of her tube to paddle faster to try to catch her. The goal was to communicate with her that the takeout point is at the bridge and she needs to be on the right side to get out then. Yes! Finally! Finally catching my friend. But later we'd find out that she did not hear those instructions. I think I can go to the middle and catch her. People are standing in the middle. We'll see how bad it is. Hopefully I can catch her. I made it. Shockingly. No, there's no way. She's all the way on the other side. We're gonna have to go and catch her. Downstream. You can do it! So if I pull in here, we'll be able to catch her, huh?
I think so. Let's get over here.
Yeah.
Okay, where's she go?
In the very back. So one of my friends did not make it to the takeout, so we literally got in the car really quick, like the tubes away and everything, and we are literally trying to save her with the line. Hopefully we can catch her because this river is wide. I hope we make it and catch her. Otherwise I gotta drive over the bridge. Let's go to the other side. We're trying. Oh good, she made it. We're gonna be able to save her. Oh. We're right here. We are all safely in the car now. All of us escaped the river, the wrath of the Hiwassee. So I don't know if they're local to this area or not, but they've been here before plenty of times, and they told us not to get out at that boat ramp, to park. There's like overflow parking kind of area over by the Webb Brothers store. Park there, and the takeout right there is so much easier to get to than the boat ramp. That's what they told us. So, pro tip for next time. I didn't have any trouble getting to the boat ramp, but my other two friends did. I had to help the one, and then we ended up having to drive, downstream a little ways to get the other one. So, it can be a struggle if you're not on the right side of the river for it, because exit is on the left. So if you're staying on the right side of that last island, you gotta push to get to the boat ramp on the other side. So we are now gonna head to lunch because we are starving. They're right here. You park down there and take out there. It's a lot easier. This is the Webb Brothers outfitter store. So we are going to lunch over this way. The Firewater Grill should be right across the river. Should be. We'll see. But see, you could have continued down too. There was other takeout spots, but then it's hard to see. You can't see from the road, so it's we wouldn't know where she was. It's don't know where she went. Look, there it is. Firewater Grill. They are packed. I see outdoor seating that's open, so I think we're good. So, food was good. I'm a bit sunburned because unlike the Ocoee, there's a lot of shade on the Ocoee. There is no shade here on the Hiwassee, so be prepared. We were only out there for 2.5 hours, but I still got burned, so it was really fun. There's rapids. There's basically no rapids on the Ocoee, so if you want a more calm ride, except for you do have to avoid more tree debris because the river's narrower, then you want to do the Ocoee. But if you love the rapids and it's a wide open river, you'll love the Hiwassee because there's definitely a lot of rapids, and they were fun, but they're also scary. There was one time where I thought I was going to flip, but I didn't. So if you get the River Run tubes by Intex, they're great for this. They're perfect. You're not going to flip. Now, if you get the cheap ones from Walmart, there are cheap $5 tubes at Walmart by Ozark Trail. Those ones will flip. I've watched too many people flipping those, so I don't recommend getting those. I recommend getting the hardier, they're a little more expensive, but it's well worth it because they're sturdy. If you missed that video and blog post and everything that you need for tubing is in my previous video from last week, and the blog post and all that, the link for that is in there as well. I'll link all that below. Also, I'll have a blog post for this link below where it'll just tell you more about the exact location of where to go, where to put in, where to take out, all that stuff. So yeah, we are headed back to pick up my one friend's car, and then we're going to be headed back to Chattanooga. So I'm just going to kind of end this here. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see y'all next week.